Okay. First, my name is Helmut Neuberger. I see quite some common names, so many of you will know me. For the ones who do not know me, I'm at Kopano responsible for the strategy and for also new software projects and bigger projects. I was also involved in the beginning in the sketch of Kopano Konnect. It's now done mainly by developers Simon Eisemann, and there's some other developers for the front end involved. So I will today, other than at the conference, more talk about the usage, how you can use, what is the practical usage for you and for your customers and users. Kopano Konnect is an openID provider, and you can use it to make your Kopano, every Kopano installation, turn it into an openID provider. So now I see there is quite a lot of people in, so I will start. That's our complete portfolio. Most of you know already, so I will not talk too much about it. But what for we need the openID Konnect is to make all these components and special features, also like LibreOffice Online or other online things, the documents and also the new meeting, to make that work with each other in a good way. It also was the foundation to build our new REST API. That's another thing, but also the REST API is already in usage for the new clients we're working on. So openID Konnect can also do way more. So for example, for the Univention server, there is already a package available that you can turn your Univention server into an openID Konnect provider. So there is actually already practical usage, but of course it's the start, and now I want to show you what you can do with that. So today's world, as you know, consists of many apps, and all these apps should in some way talk to each other, and for that you need authentication, authorization. There is all these different apps, and somehow they should talk to each other, and quite a lot of people today use, for example, this login with Facebook or login with Google feature. Of course, we wanted to have that under our own control or under the control of the admins. That was the reason for us to make a known openID provider. And we call it, very surprising, we call it Kopano Konnect. So what it's about and what you can really do is, it's a layer on top of the OAuth 2, and it's a token-based user identity thing and authorization. That's what it's for. Here in that little slide you see, if you use it for Kopano login, you can log in and then you can define, or there is different ways what you can do and what not. But that's something you can see out of the documentation. There will not be an intensive demo, because the cool thing about this is that all the magic happens in the back. So there is not that much to demo. You simply can log in and everything else happens in the back. So what it's all about is that after installation, you can do a single sign-on and other things from other applications. And for the user, it's all very easy and transparent. That's the whole thing. Make it very easy for the user. So, as I said, you can use it for single sign-on. You can share identities with others, and it's all token-based authentication. That means it's after when you use it, it's way easier to handle all these centralized password things and everything. Like I said in the beginning, that's pretty much what many people do today with their Google or Facebook passwords or logins. Of course, we and also quite some others do not like that much that it all goes over Google and Facebook, and that's why we've done it. Here it's all about that you can have several ways from the back end to connect. Of course, the most used way from our side is you connect it, you simply connect it to a Kopano backend, but you can also do some cookie-based sign-in or other ways. Anyway, I think the most interesting way for you is simply connect it to your Kopano backend and then use it with other applications. For example, what we already do is Mattermost, and all the new things that coming up will all use this way of login. That's what I already described. Of course, you cannot use any LDAP backend. The cookie backend is quite limited, but yeah, it's theoretically possible. So here you have quite some ways, flexible ways to support many different implementations. That's all quite technical stuff. As today is not like an administrative webinar, we just mentioned them. It's all described then also in the manual. And the very standard setup that you can do is anyway for you quite simple, so you do not have to make so many decisions. But it's finally it's very flexible, so also other companies can use it for completely different setups. We will, as I already described, for example, Univention, there it will be used. Also, we talk about them with them to implement it directly into their server. Right now, it's pretty much an application you run on top, but we talk about with them about integrated completely into the server. Of course, for us, the security here is the most important thing. That's why we made also some decisions. So there is some modes in the specification that we regard as not secure, and we simply will not allow them. So it's there is quite in many security things. There is always a way to fall back to older not that secure modes, and we don't want that. So the way we use it will be very secure, and all the applications or the other things that we put on will do it that way. The token lifetime and logout is quite important. That's a very important part to understand. So tokens will expire, and if they expired, then you simply cannot use them at all anymore. That's, of course, that's part of the security thing. Currently, we use a timeout of 10 minutes. So a token will, after 10 minutes, expire. Of course, the user, as long as he logs on, will not have any problems with that. It will, but if you use it from an application and you log out after 10 minutes, it will not possible with the same token to log in anymore. You need a new one then. But that's very standard behavior. I think that's not very uncommon for you. You can get it already. It works. Like always, you can have it in source code from us. It's on Stash, and you can also download archive stuff and precompiled stuff. And of course, you can talk in the forums with us if you encounter any problems or anything else. So if you want to run it, it's fairly simple. It's all done in Go. The good thing here is it's just one binary. There is no big other things, dependencies or whatever. So that's why you can simply just get it, start it. Of course, if you need to do some settings, but then you can simply use it as a backend openID provider. What I put on, I mean, as I said before, there is not that much to demo, but I show you on our Kopano labs, for example, we have it up and running, and there, for example, it looks like that. If you log in at the web app of our Kopano labs and you want to get into Mattermost, then you have this login thing where you, as before, like log in with Google or log in with Facebook. You now have login with Kopano if you click that button. boom, you're in. That's all, everything transparent in the backend done. So that's how pretty much it's used in the future. So so that's, as I said before, it's relatively easy and going forward. But now you can ask questions. If you have very technical questions, I also have Simon Eisenman with me. He can also help me if you ask questions that I don't know. Please type in your questions into the chat. Oh, I'm surprised. There is no questions. Even Frank Fehrenbach and the Konnect guys do not need anything to know. As far as I know, not. So you can install it on all Kopano core versions that I'm aware of. I'm looking now to Simon. Is here? Oh, you need 8.7 for the Kopano backend. Okay. No. So dependencies from software stack, as I said, it's a Go binary. There is no dependencies, and so there is pretty much you need LDAP backend or our Kopano backend, and you're ready to go. I think especially for example, for Kollax, it's a very interesting thing. Like also the Univention guys were also very interested because, of course, it will give the complete server, your complete server, this capability. It's not just good for Kopano. Okay. Are there more questions, or I mean, the thing is, of course, we would like that you test it out and use it and give us feedback, because of course we always want to improve it and get actual real feedback from real users and not just from our internal testing. So we would be very interested if you test it. Die Präsentation, so okay, the question is now in German, so I answer in German. Die Präsentation ist, kann ich verfügbar machen hier zum Download. Eine Sekunde. Wie geht's denn? I see now I cannot do that now, but of course we can upload the presentation or we can make it available. I will check with Toes from Delft office to make the presentation available. We also have a way more technical presentation that was done in the conference with a lot of technical details. I think that's already available, but I will ask Toes to stick that together so you can have then this presentation and a way more technical one. And documentation should also be already up. Yeah, documentation is at Kopano.io. Okay, cool. Yeah, as I said, it's a relatively cool, easy feature for the users, and the good thing, like always, is that the user will not feel that much of it. It will simply easy work for him. That's always the best features. Well, if there are no more questions, then thanks a lot. I hope the audio quality was good enough so that everyone can follow. Okay, thanks then. Bye, and thank you for your time.